He's been instructed to inject me with, you know, the syringe, and he's been instructed to do all these different things that he was supposed to be doing when I was in Big Bear.
And what?
All these different things
He was supposed to be doing?
He was supposed to be doing all these different things that I was, meaning all these different things, injecting the stuff when I was in Big Bear.
Well, the injection was EPO, right?
It was EPO, yes.
And you knew it was EPO that day, correct?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I knew it was something, yeah.
Well, you recall telling the grand jury it was EPO?
The grand jury told me that it was EPO.
Well, do you recall being asked, sir, let me just finish the question. Do you recall being asked in front of the grand jury whether you took a shot?
Yes.
And you recall the prosecutor asking you, sir, it was EPO and you knew it? And your response, yes. Do you recall that?
I don't recall. I recall him saying that, well, what you were taking was EPO.
So it's your...
And do you agree to that? I said, okay, yeah, I guess it's EPO if that's what you say.
Wait, so your testimony is you did not testify in front of the grand jury?
I did.
Let me just finish. Your testimony as we sit here today is you never told the grand jury that you took EPO knowingly. That's your testimony today?
Yeah. I mean, he told me, the grand jury told me that you took EPO. This is what you took.
You didn't tell the grand jury you took EPO.
The grand jury, I believe, told me that. He told me the grand juror is the one that was letting me know, did you take this? Did you take this? Did you take this? Okay, well, this is this, this is this, and this is this.
So your testimony as we sit here today is that the only reason you knew you took EPO is because the grand juror told you you took EPO.
The grand jury told me to EPO.
Not the prosecutor didn't tell you?
The prosecutor was... Who's the prosecutor? Which one is the prosecutor in this grand jury you talking about?
Did any prosecutor ever tell you you took EPO?
Object to the form of the question.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
When?
I believe when I was at the grand jury. They told me it was, you know, EPO.
Prior to going into the grand jury room, you were shown some documents, correct?
I had to be, yeah, prior.
Sorry?
I had to be prior.
What do you say you had to be?
Because they would show me documents before I went to the grand jury.
Who would show you documents before you went to the grand jury?
The prosecutor.
Was anyone else present? Was Mr. Bernstein present?
He was my attorney at the time, yeah.
Was anyone else? Where were you when you were shown these documents?
In San Francisco.
In a federal courthouse in San Francisco?
Yeah.
And you were in a room, I take it, when you looked at these documents?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yes.
Okay. And so who was in the room?
I really don't know.
Do you know who Matthew Perella is?
No.
Okay. Do you know who Mr. Negro is?
No.
Do you know who Jeff Novinsky is?
I heard the name, but the paperwork, but I really am not sure. No.
And what paperwork did they show you that day?
I can't recall any of the. I can't even recall the day, really, to tell you the truth.
I'm sorry?
I can't even recall the day, really, to tell you the truth.
So did you meet with
I can't recall the day, what?
Tell you the truth.
Oh.
Did you meet with the prosecutors prior to going into the grand jury? Is that correct?
I will believe so.
Well, don't believe. Do you recall if you did?
I don't recall the the prosecutor or any of that. I just know that I remember going to, you know, the actual court and just sit, or grand jury and sitting there.
Do you recall, I'm sorry, do you recall going to the federal courthouse in December of 2003 more than once?
Only once, I recall.
Okay.
Once, yeah.
Do you recall, I'm sorry if I'm not being very clear here. As we sit here today, do you have a recollection of meeting with a prosecutor prior to going into the grand jury?
I really don't.
Sorry?
I really don't. No, I don't. No.
But as we sit here today, you're clear that you didn't tell the grand jury, I took the clear, the cream, excuse me, the liquid, the cream, and EPO.
Yeah, I told him I took it. I said I took this.
What did you tell the grand jury you took?
Okay, I believe they asked me, did you take this right here? I said,
When
yeah.
you say this,
Clear or
I'm just sorry, I'm
liquid.
just going to clean it up because although you're on video, there's also a stenographer. But, so forgive me, but I'm just trying to put it, you're showing in your hand maybe a 2.5 inch, 3 inch bottle. Is that fair?
Yes.
And this bottle you're referring to, was it a glass vial?
Yes.
And what sort of cap did it have on it?
I'm not really sure. Maybe was it a screw cap or I don't know.
Okay, so they physically showed you that in the grand jury,
Yes.
and you admitted taking that.
Yes.
And then what happened?
And then they showed me the other stuff. I guess the cream.
What was the cream?
Now I can't even remember what it looks like, but it was called the cream. It's something that you rub on your arm.
All right.
And then they showed me the needle, and they explained. They asked me, "Did I take this?" And they told
They
me
explained what?
they explained what it was, and they asked me, "Did I take this?" And they said, "Well, this is EPO. This is what you were taking. Did you take this?" And then I said, "Yes."
So, as we sit here today, is it your testimony that you didn't know you were taking EPO until the grand jury told you you were taking EPO?
I didn't know what it was, like that I was basically that it was wrong to actually take whatever it was. So I don't know. I mean, dating back then. Is there EPO or not? I must have had to know that I was taking EPO. Oh, yeah, I had to. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to, remember earlier I said to you, I don't want to confuse you and trick you, but I said when there were important issues that I'm going to really ask to make sure we're both clear.
Right.
So to me, this is a very important issue, and I want you to understand that you really need to answer these questions to the best of your ability, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. As you sit here today, did you, let me just finish the question. As we sit here today, prior to going to the grand jury in December of 2003, did you know you were taking EPO, yes or no?
Yes.
So then, would it be fair to say you were the one who told the grand jury I took EPO?
If you recall,
If I recall, I told the grand jury I was taking EPO, but they